Welcome all the way in Phalaborwa. It's quite a long drive. You are now at Qualito Craft Distillery. This is our little secret spot. We are situated 2 kilometers from the Kruger National Phalaborwa gate, on the main route with all the safaris going through to Mozambique and inside the Kruger National Park. It is divided in the northern part of the Kruger Park. We are in the town that they call Phalaborwa. Interesting, our average temperature in town is between 36 and 44 on a normal day. So it's quite interesting when you guys visit today. It's rainy and it's cool, so I hope you enjoy it. Qualito Craft Distillery started way back in 2017. We opened the doors to the public so that they can come and visit and do some tours. We are one of the first distilleries way back that started up. It took us almost 5 years before we could open the doors, 2017. We do not buy alcohol. We ferment our own alcohol from maize and grain, and from there it goes into the kettles. It's quite a tricky process and you have to know what you do. I think the main thing is it was our hobby for almost 10-15 years before we started playing around, and in that you learn certain skills, and we listened a lot to the old guys in the industry, guys that really know what they are doing and actually producing a lot of beautiful products. Our fermentation goes into our kettle. It's being then what they call a stripping run, so it distills only once in the first time, and then you get an alcohol out 43%. From there we take it to the next kettle. Mary is the kettle's name, and we distilled it there further on up until it reached 92%. The kettle is a fractional distill, so it's only doing a run once, that's 8 hours, but it's got fractional ice, so it basically distilled within the fractional ice 7 times. So our fermentation is done in the room outside. We basically, after the fermentation is done, it takes normally 10 days, we actually pumped it into the kettles. You'll see the bigger kettle at the back here. Her name is Mary. It's a pot still kettle, so we do the strip run in that kettle. It basically will come into this holder, and it will be between 33-34% that it came out if the kettle is finished. The kettle takes plus minus 8 to 9 hours to do the run. From there the alcohol goes into Mary. The kettle's name came from the lady that started working on it, Mama Mary. The alcohol then basically goes through the process. It's a fractional kettle, so it condenses 8 to 9 times within the kettle. By the time that it comes out, the alcohol is plus minus between 90-92%. From here the alcohol is then taken through the processes where they go through filters up until they get to the steel tank. Interesting enough, we use a steel tank because that is the stock system for excise. Excise wants a specific stock system, and the alcohol must be at 80% in order to calculate it to 1 liter to 100% alcohol. The stock systems are done each and every month, and that is then put into the excise account, and they audit us normally 3 times a year on that and do the stock takes backwards in order to confirm that all the alcohol is there. From there we basically take the alcohol depending on what we want to do. We are mainly a whiskey distillery. That is the passion that we started with way back. So our whiskey will go into the maturation room where the barrels is. Our barrels is basically 4 to 5 years old at the moment. We got a lovely reward from the London Spirits competition this year. The Limpopo Reserve got a bronze medal. That is extremely good. If you think about it, was 3,000 international whiskies. This year we're going to send it in again with a bit of a beautiful label and packaging, and I hope we're going to do a gold, so keep your thumbs for that one. We do gins and liqueurs, and We also blend rums and brandy that we purchase in, because this distillery cannot do either rum or brandy. It will contaminate the whiskey kettles. From here it goes normally into our room where we do all the mixing and blending and bottling. Today we are busy cleaning, so you see a beautiful clean place and not an operational place. Somebody asked me, where does all your money go? Here's where all the money goes. All the equipment and the tanks and the fillers and the UV lights. And we've got 3 people working with us on a daily basis. And one of our newest products that we are doing is the Wapapi. That's going out now to the shops. You will remember when you see me in the last 5 years, we had a slushy type of product, and that is now in a bag. So this is quite nice to take with you on the December holiday. There next to the sea. Let's go upstairs. This was the first kettle that we ever purchased. It's a beautiful little copper kettle, and that is the kettle that we were playing with for almost 10 to 15 years before we started this business. And it was a story of love. It was me and my husband on a Saturday, the hobby, who could get the best fruit to actually do the fermentations. Fermentation started like in a little 20 liter, and then it will do a whole Saturday way back down the line to actually make our bottles for own use, and we would invite friends, and it was quite nice. This little kettle is still used today. If we do small batches to taste something, the kettle will still come into play. You can also see here's kettles that's standing here. That's kettles that we did use in the beginning phase, and we are not using them anymore now, but it gives a good idea to people how they work and how the eyes are, and they can actually physically unlock it and see how a lock is on a kettle. We are very specific due to the fact that we are in Phalaborwa. We are not in main Joburg or in Cape Town, so we have to be very creative with our income. One of the things that a lot of the lodges ask me is they ask for activity. So at this stage we've got 18 international tour houses that is coming through the distillery on a regular basis. They come for a taste tour, very simple, 100 rand per person, and they taste everything and we tell them the story. And on a nice day they will walk in here and they will precisely see all the kettles running, and they will taste and get to meet us all, and it would be quite a nice experience for them. If you look here at the back, this is our tasting room. Very, very simple but very effective. The international guys don't know South African whiskey, and then what we did is we've got the Heimer whiskey and the Limpopo Reserve. We do a little bit of a taste tour with them, and they can smell the different oaks and how the oaks are actually forming their specific characteristics. From there we've got a little bit of fusion library where we actually get the guys to smell what we are talking about. So at the end of the day, people don't smell anymore and they don't know how it smells, and this is a little bit of education to actually help the guys understand how we work and where we do get our flavors from. You will also see we've got our very popular lychee and watermelon infusions. That was all bottles that we did while we were waiting for the barrels to age, and we used them to pay water and electricity, and up until today we're paying the water and electricity with them. We are very proud of what we did. The Saint non-alcoholic is a very good product that we started with. The developing phase for the Saint was very long, almost 3 years that we took to make it. It's a very difficult product to do, and I think it's a very healthy product as well, you know, especially with the youth and the fact that non-alcoholic mocktails is going to grow more and more. We're already exporting the Saint, and it's doing very well. We had to learn to also accommodate all taste buds. You'll see the Greyhawk is specifically made for this area. It's a sweet gin, because we have such a high temperatures. You know, you don't just want to have one gin, you want to have 4, 5 or 6. And then also there's so many tonics on the market that is actually complementing each other. The pink Greyhawk is more London dry. So that is for the guys that's really liking the juniper and actually want to taste it all the way. It's quite popular. The pink gins hits the rack and then it's out again. And then we've got some fun as well, Jan de Jachter. It's a herbal liqueur, and they say it's quite good. So if you are in the area, come and visit us. Then you can buy some bottles and come and taste it all. And that is our story. I think it is a process whereby you learn how to love it. Somebody asked me, how does it feel to actually live your dream? It is very nice. The pipes still burst and the dark is still naughty, and every day somebody does something incorrectly, so it's got its headaches. But I think me and my husband, we enjoy what we are doing, and we love it when people come and visit us. So feel free to contact us anytime and come and visit us.